Pregame.com.
Interleague action on Sunday. It's the Mets and the Yankees. Brian, this is going to be your pick. We're projecting this line coming out on Sunday. Again, we're taping on Friday, so you got the Friday and Saturday results to factor in. But you've got Pettit versus Nice, so Yankees are going to be heavy chalk here. Now, who do you like here?
I'll take the Yankees with a stipulation on 155 or less for a full bet size. It may come out 170. If it's a 170, I cut my bet in half. If it comes out 180, probably just a recreational play on this. But I took a look at the Yankees and the Mets. The Mets have been very good on the road this year. In fact, the Mets have been a real surprise. Luckily, I played them over for season win, so I'm pretty happy about that. You've got Nice going. The only concern I have with Nice is twofold. So I guess it wouldn't be the only concern. It would be two concerns. The first one is this isn't his normal rotation spot. He's been pushed back a little bit. They put Dylan G in front of him. They put Santana in front of him here. So he's got extra time, extra rest for his arm. Every pitcher's a little bit different. You get your normal rotation going. These guys, you know what you're going to get every time. When they're on a short rotation or a long rotation, you never know what to expect. So that's something out of Nice. He may come out and pitch a great game. Chances are he's going to struggle a little bit off his regular routine. And the second point I wanted to make was, they played these teams in 2009. Was the last time, actually it was last year, Nice pitched against them. And the Yankees hit him for a 360 average and an 887 OPS. So they've seen him soon last year, and they hit him really well.
Well, let's go back a second to pushing him back into the rotation a little bit. That's got to be a major concern because it's not like he was coming off a bad game. He's actually coming off one of his best games of the season, and he struck out 10 in 6 innings of work. So, that's got to tell me, either sore arm, tired arm, one of those type of things that, they needed to give him the extra day or two rest. So I definitely agree with you there on the concern. Pettit, he's been coming into the season, I didn't know what to expect from Pettit, coming back, and seeing what he was going to be able to do. He's been a great surprise, overachieved in my opinion, and where he's really done it at is in New York. When he's pitched at home, his ERA, the 4 starts at home, is 1.88. He's getting the job done. Do you see that he just gets pumped up in Yankee Stadium? I mean, he's been a lifelong Yankee, well, not lifelong, but, that's where his blood runs.
Yeah, you take a look at it. When he retired, I don't think he really wanted to retire, but it was time. He wasn't pitching that great. But to be away from the game, now he's inspired, and especially inspired at home pitching for the Yankees. And if you're a Yankee fan, and you would expect the players to be that way. His 4 starts this year, twice team shutouts. The other 2 games, 3 runs and 5 runs. The Yankees can hit, so chances are if he pitches anything like he's done so far, he's going to have a lot of success. And as opposed to Nice, who faced the Yankees last year, in 2009 was the last time the Mets faced Pettit. The only player on the lineup that he faced that day that's still in the lineup for the Mets is David Wright. So it's been a long time since these guys, if they've ever seen him, and now he gets to face them with that long layoff from the frequency for that. So I think that's an advantage there for Pettit pitching at home. All comes down to the line, 55 or less, I'm going to be on the Yankees. 70, opinion Yankees. Anything more than that, probably just a pass.
I'm going to jump in for a second on your talk with the line and, you draw the line. And I'm a guy, I don't like chalk at all in baseball. I mean, small favorites, underdogs is the way to go. But to me, there's certain situations where it's worth laying the little bit of extra juice on a team. And again, there's a couple things that I'll look at. Well, one of them we can't look at till Sunday. What happened in the first game and the second game? If you got a team that's trying to avoid being swept, for example, I think they're a better play in that last game. But here's a situation with the Yankees, and this is a stat that probably not a lot of people realize. The Yankees are one of those public teams. We know that. Everybody loves the Yankees, so you're going to pay a price for them. The Yankees, when they play at night over the last 2 seasons, they're just a few games over 500. They're just an average ball club. When they play a day game, this team is phenomenal. Going back to last season, they are now 53-20. 53-20 in day games. This is a situation with the Yankees that I got to look at them. And now got to say one thing. We're taping on Friday, and I just looked at the schedule in the book. I'm hoping they didn't switch this to the Sunday night ESPN game, and that stat would be
null and void.
null and void. But so just keep that note for day games on the Yankees. But it is scheduled to be a day game, but they do switch around for the ESPN sometimes.
I do want to talk about a little about, you talking about making numbers and everything. Basically, your home team in Major League Baseball, on average, wins 54% of the time. So basically, you just make them a 120 favorite and work your way from there. But in interleague action, the American League at home against the National League wins 57% of the time. And I don't think the lines makers, for the most part, have taken that into account. The American League on the road is basically a 50-50 proposition against the National League. Hasn't done nearly as well, but at home they have a distinct advantage, and that's because they use the DH. A lot of times, who wants the Pittsburgh Pirates DH? I mean, what is he, a middle infielder? I mean, a lot of these guys in the National League.
All the teams you could pick for an example.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry about that. Your Pittsburgh Pirates with a winning record, I believe.
Yeah.
I think they're a little bit over 500, having a really good season. But that's the situation you have to look at. And I think that's one of the reasons why their winning percentages at home for the American League is so much stronger, because they have the guy that they've actually gone out and signed for that position. And the National League, they've got middle infielders, fourth, fifth outfielders. So that's a huge advantage that really isn't baked into the line as much as it should be.
On that same thought, do you think that when Vegas is setting these lines that they are going as deep into, like me just giving you, the Yankees are two different teams, day and night? Or are they factoring
so
that much?
The Yankees are night and day.
Yeah, that would be a good way to put it.
No, that must be where it came from. Obviously, they encounter that. They look at home road splits, lefty-righty splits. So that's all encountered into the line. A lot of people don't go that deep. Obviously, Marco D'Angelo at pregame does, which is a good thing.
I've been known to go deep.
You've silenced me right there. I'll come back for that.
Finally, I silenced them. Your official pick, Brian, saying to go ahead and take the Yankees. He'd like to see them at 155 or less. He'll go up to 170, little smaller play, but if it goes after that, you're cutting into his pizza money. Brian doesn't want any part of that, so you've got the Yankees on Sunday. I actually agree with him. I think the Yankees are there. I'm willing to go a little bit more based on if it's a day game.
Well, you like pizza a little bit more than I do, I guess.
That is true. I like a lot of things. All right, that's it for pregame.tv this week. We'll be back next week. We'll have the NBA Finals next week and baseball all week long. Stay tuned to pregame.tv.